Surprisingly, with every passing day, we are getting smarter and clever to adopt sleek ways to skip the encounter from this novel virus. I have realized that even people who have not got any formal education, they also are looking no less aware. So was what I have decided that in my every video lecture, I will try to give you one DIY tips. What is DIY? Many of you might be knowing that it is do it yourself. So my today's DIY tips is that when you visit a new place, although I will say that you strictly stay home, but suppose in future also, because it is not going to leave the society in the near future. So if you are going to a new place, never open the door or switch on the light using your fingers. Instead, use your elbows. So children, slowly and steadily we are understanding about the different separation method, and those separation methods which were looking easier and has separated the mixture successfully in just 2 or 3 steps has been already over. Since my last class, I have started giving you ideas about those separation methods also, which were looking little complex. So in the same sequence, today I am ready with a new separation method, that is your distillation. Distillation has the most prominent word as distill. Might have heard about the distilled water, or many of you have seen also, because it is used in the batteries, etc., and it is commonly available everywhere. This is the purest form of water. So how this distilled water is prepared? Actually, it is also prepared by the process of distillation, that I will tell you. First, you try to understand that what type of mixture will get separated by this process of distillation. So distillation basically separates those type of mixtures which have components of the mixture having different boiling points. You know that boiling point is the critical temperature where the change of state takes place. What change of state takes place at boiling point? That I have this gut sense that many of you will answer immediately that it is the change of state from liquid to the gaseous state. So boiling point will be different of every substance, that is also for sure, because a substance is a pure form of matter, and boiling point is also like a identity of any substance. Melting point, boiling point, etc. are the critical temperature at which a pure substance always is pure, changes its state. So every compound or every element has a fixed boiling point and melting point. So here we are dealing with boiling points. Boiling point will play the major role in understanding the mixture. We have to see the mixture and we have to analyze the mixture on the basis of boiling point. Now I give a focus on the type of mixture which can be separated by the process of distillation. Naturally, in the distillation process, we can separate 2 types of mixture. Either the mixture will be only in the liquid state, and in the liquid state there will be the miscible liquids. Remember, one of the separation method that I told in my previous class that has got separated by using a separating funnel. And at that time I told you that this is the apparatus which separates the immiscible liquid on the basis of their densities. Here distillation is a separation method which will separate a mixture of miscible liquids. Not just miscible liquids only, but the soluble solid also in a liquid. Like mixture of water and salt. Salt is soluble in water. Mixture of 2 liquids like alcohol has got mixed in the water, they are miscible liquid, can be easily separated. Sorry to say, not easily, but can be definitely separated by the process of distillation. Children, you will get surprised to know that the distillation, which is looking little complex separation method, is actually not a new separation method. It is an ancient separation method. The history says that in around 3000 BC, way back, it started in the Indus Valley civilization, which is one of the oldest civilization. Although you don't rely on my history knowledge because I am extremely poor at it. So this separation method is commonly used to separate the mixture of water and alcohol, or you can say it is useful in purifying alcohol. Yes, because the alcohol is a substance which is your ethanol, and if it is mixed in the water, somehow the water has to be removed, and that can be removed only by this single process, which is your distillation. And then distillation of crude oil. Crude oil, are you getting that? What do I mean by the crude oil? Yes, you are right, it is petroleum. The petroleum has many petroleum products, and these petroleum products have their different boiling points, because they are the single compound, because single petroleum is a mixture. It is not just one compound. It is a mixture of many compounds. So those compounds can be separated from the crude oil or rock oil, or we also call it as a liquid gold, from this petroleum by the process of fractional distillation. That is another, it is just a type of distillation which is more complex than the simple distillation. But today my focus will be, or my highlighted topic is just simple distillation, because the simple distillation, once you will understand, then it won't be very difficult to understand the fractional distillation, which is a way ahead. Then it is also used in desalination. What is desalination? Saline means salt, and salty water is called saline water. So if the water has a heavily dissolved salts and we want to separate that salt, then the distillation is the right process, and this process of simple distillation to separate water and salt is also called desalination. And then the air, which is a mixture of different gases, these gases can be separated from the air by using the fractional distillation, and that is again I will say that very challenging process. Now try to understand on what principle does it work, which is distillation. So naturally I have in the beginning only I have given you idea that it works on the principle of the difference in boiling point. So if you have a mixture and the boiling point of the different components of the mixture are very close, then in that type of mixture we will opt for the distillation, but the distillation process will be the complex kind of distillation, which is a fractional distillation. If it is more than 25 degrees Celsius, then we will go just for the simple distillation. It can successfully separate the different components of the mixture. So this is the first principle. Secondly, it will separate that fraction of the mixture first which has lower boiling point. So first fraction will be that liquid or that gas which will be having lowest boiling point in among all the components of the mixture. So when the mixture is heated and it converts into its vapor, which is the first fraction of the mixture which has the lower boiling point, it will pass through a condenser, and the condenser will convert it back into its previous phase, means it into the liquid back. First the liquid will be vaporized, and then in the condenser the vapor will be cooled down, and that vapor will again condense back into the liquid and it will be collected. So this is the second principle. Distillation is also done in an industrial process. Those industries which perform distillation process to either make distilled water or different type of beverages, means drinks, they all are processed by the method of distillation. They are called distilleries, and the apparatus in which the distillation is performed is called still. Now I try to shift our attention towards the types of distillation. Basically there are two types of distillation: simple distillation and fractional distillation. I have taken up simple distillation only for the today's class, and for the coming class I am planning that surely I will tell you about the different steps which are involved in separating a mixture of those miscible liquids which are very close in their boiling point, and they can only be separated by the process of fractional distillation. So try to understand first about the simple distillation. Apart from that, I have told you that simple and fractional distillation, but steam distillation, vacuum distillation, etc. are also different types, but they are not the matter of study for the class 9. You will try to gain knowledge about them in the higher classes if you aim to study science then. So coming back to our NCERT book, which gives us every scientific information with the help of an activity. Here also an activity has been done. What is this activity? In this activity you will get a full idea. I will say that nothing will be left. What is the process of simple distillation and how it successfully separates the mixture of the two miscible liquid. Here in this activity the mixture of acetone and water has been taken. Acetone is a very volatile liquid. Volatile means which gets evaporated very easily just by taking the temperature of the surrounding. I have told you repeatedly about this, what is called volatile, but still I am reminding you because here it becomes a very important term. So this is the apparatus arrangement. Try to see it very carefully. What has been done in the apparatus arrangement? Round bottom flask has been taken, and in that round bottom flask the mixture of the miscible liquid has been taken. This miscible liquid is the mixture of acetone and water. As I have told you that do you identify acetone? It is available at your home also. The nail polish remover is nothing but the acetone. So this acetone and water mixture is taken in the conical flask. You can see that from the conical flask there are two openings. One is going towards the condenser, and this condenser is also called Liebig condenser. Liebig was the scientist who has discovered or who has invented this condenser, and that is why it is also called Liebig condenser. And the front opening of the round bottom flask is closed with the help of a rubber cork, and in the rubber cork with the help of making hole a thermometer is inserted. So this is the basic arrangement. What is done in the condenser, and you will see that the condenser is also attached with a beaker, and what is going on inside the beaker, that also I will tell, but just have patience. First step is to make the apparatus arrangement exactly in the similar way which is done, which has been shown in your NCERT book. Then we start heating the mixture, but heating is the biggest you can say technicality here. How to heat the mixture? We will start heating the mixture, and we will start looking at the thermometer also equally conscious, in a conscious way. Now try to know what is the reason behind taking the mixture as acetone and water. Acetone and water are those two compounds which are miscible, yes, and their difference in boiling point is also not very less. The gap is more than 25 degrees Celsius, which is a condition to opt for the simple distillation. So here the acetone, which is one of the fraction, has the boiling point 68 degrees Celsius, and water, it is well known that 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point of water. So the gap is your 32 degrees Celsius. So the mixture will be heated, and we will monitor the thermometer very carefully, and when we will see that the temperature of the monitor has been achieved at 68 degrees Celsius, because the mixture will start getting heated. Both of the components are volatile in nature, so water and acetone both will get evaporated equally good. Then what will happen, that slowly the temperature of the mixture will be gained, and once it will gain the temperature of 68 degrees Celsius, then one of the fraction whose boiling point is 68 degrees Celsius, which is your acetone, will start moving inside the condenser. Yes, because before that when the temperature of the 68 degrees Celsius was not achieved, both of the fractions were getting evaporated, but inside the flask only they were getting condensed back also, because what happens that the upper part of the flask doesn't remain as hot as the lower part of the flask, which is keeping the liquid. So liquid is gaining heat, but when the vapor of the liquid is rising high inside the flask, it is getting condensed back by finding the colder surface inside the flask. So when the whole flask will gain the temperature of 68 degrees Celsius, then it will show up in the thermometer, and that 68 degrees Celsius is one of the boiling point of a single fraction, which is your acetone. Acetone, whose boiling point is 68 degrees Celsius, will not be condensed back after that. because it has reached to its boiling point, and at the boiling point it will convert into its vaporized form, which is your steam of acetone, and then it will travel inside the Liebeck condenser, and in the Liebeck condenser remains attached with the, in fact all the condenser remain attached with the water outlet, and there will be a water inlet. So water will enter from one side. Chilled water is supplied from one opening of your Liebeck condenser, and then the action of the chilled water starts on the vapor or steam form, which is present inside the glass tube, and that glass tube, which is keeping the steam of the acetone, comes in the contact of cold surface, which is provided by the chilled water, and then it condenses back. Once it condenses back, it converts back into the liquid acetone, and in this process the chilled water also gains the temperature and becomes little hot, and that is your water outlet. From the water outlet, continuously this water is discarded, which is becoming hot. So this is the continuous process. What will happen, again I will say that you have to monitor the thermometer very keenly. You will see that the temperature will become fixed at 68 degrees Celsius unless one fraction, which is your acetone, doesn't get collected completely inside the beaker. Because what is going on here, it is going on due to the phenomena of latent heat of vaporization. At the boiling point and melting point, the temperature gets fixed. That I have already given you this idea in my previous one of the previous lecture, which was from the matter in our surrounding. So when all the acetone will get converted into your liquid acetone from the vaporized acetone, then what will happen, you will start very fast rise in the temperature of the thermometer. It will start gaining the temperature because it is left, the round bottom flask is now left only with the water, and the water has its boiling point at 100 degrees Celsius. So we will remove, as soon as we see that the temperature has started rising from 68 degrees Celsius, immediately and very swiftly we will remove the beaker which is collecting the condensed acetone, and then we will keep there another beaker. Water will gain temperature, it will reach its boiling point 100 degrees Celsius, and again the water will travel inside the Liebeck condenser because it has achieved its boiling point, and then in the Liebeck condenser the steam of the water will get cooled and it will get condensed back, and it will be distilled water. This water is your distilled water, and that's how the second fraction, which is just water, also is separated and achieved, and we are getting success in obtaining both of the fraction through this process of simple distillation. So just now we seen that the water and acetone is separated, which was the mixture of miscible liquid having the gap of the boiling point more than 25 degrees Celsius. Now was one more application of the distillation is desalination, which I was telling you in the beginning of the class. Desalination is what? The salination has the word saline. Saline means what? Salty water. So in the coastal areas, what is the biggest problem over there? That the water, sweet water resources are not much available. Naturally, water for the drinking purpose always remains in scarce. People face scarcity of water, and that is why the water of the ocean only is collected, and that is sent inside the distilleries, and in the distilleries it is converted into distilled water. The process of simple distillation is followed, and in this process the water, which is the volatile liquid, and the salt, which is the non-volatile and solid part. Here we are not taking the liquid mixture. Instead we are taking the mixture of a solid and which is a non-volatile substance, and the water, which is a volatile liquid. That type of mixture also can be separated by the process of distillation. So water will gain temperature. Being volatile, it will convert into its steam form at 100 degrees Celsius, will pass through the condenser, will get condensed back into the water and will be collected, and the salt will be left behind inside the flask or you can say still, which is the apparatus of the industries for the distillation process. So in this way, we convert the saline water into the distilled water, and by the remineralization process, we convert the distilled water into the mineral water also. And that mineral water is sealed inside the bottle, and it is distributed in the market for sale. So this is also one of the very useful application of distillation process. And now I think that I have given you good idea of the distillation. So in my coming class, which will be based on the fractional distillation, you won't be finding much hurdles and obstacles. Okay, so today's class I just sum up now.